It's Tuesday, October 20th, so let's go ahead and dive in. You've got 3 short tasks today. Firstly, you'll do your 39th daily journal. And my question is pretty simple. Since we're starting a novel, I just thought you could tell me. I'm wondering, what are your favorite and least favorite parts about reading? Maybe you could think about reading a book. You could tell me your favorite types of things to read. You could talk about things you don't like to read, whatever you choose. But tell me a little bit about your reading experience. And then you only have 2 other short assignments. One is to read a page that I've created for you called our annotation learning ladder. In a second, I'll show you what that is. And then you have just a couple questions to answer about it. Shouldn't take too long at all. So let me introduce that for you. The first page you'll look at is what's called a learning ladder, and it's for things we call annotation. So I know you've had this in classes before. Well, what is annotating? It's when you write ideas in response to something that you're reading. A lot of times in class, we annotate in the margins. This is a picture of a book that someone has annotated, right? You can see they've written ideas in response to the text all around the edges. However, online, we can't quite annotate because our book we're reading is going to be online in a PDF file. So instead of annotating on paper, we'll annotate on Canvas. And again, really, annotation is simply responding to what you've read in writing. What we did last term with our reading response days, with the 4 colored boxes that you would answer, those were annotations, but they were at a level that's sort of introductory. This week, I'm going to teach you how I like to have students annotate in my class when we're reading a novel, and it's going to help you push beyond an introduction level and into a deeper, more sophisticated 8th grade style of annotating. So to learn that, I have a document for you I call a learning ladder. And here's the way I think about it. When you climb a ladder, as you get higher, you can see things better. You have a different perspective. You can think of it like a mountain as well. When you climb up a mountain, you get to a point where things look different. You are at a higher level. You have a better perspective. Well, that's what this document is designed to show you. And it shows you 5 different levels of student annotation. And this is what this is designed to do, to show you ways you can improve and become even better at annotating when you write annotations about the novel, or ways that you can simply record your thoughts as best as possible. So here's what this document has. In the first column, it tells you the level of each work. The lowest is level 1, and the highest is level 5. Obviously, what we want for all of us is to push to the highest level on the ladder that we can. And hopefully for you, that's level 5. The middle column has a description of what the student work might look like at each level. So for instance, level 1, it says the annotation is missing or incomplete. That's what level 1 would look like. Not very good. But then at the higher level, you have level 5, where it describes how students focus on important moments in the text, or they use text evidence, or they talk about themes. And then there's some in between. The last column has examples of each annotation. This might be the most helpful part. It shows you what a level 1 example might look like, which is nothing because there's nothing to grade. Level 2 might look this way. Level 3, and you can see they get better with more details and more sophisticated answers. And then level 5 is our best example, the type of annotation we want everybody to work toward. So your second task for the day is simply to read this page. Read over it. Try to think about, what does level 5 work look like according to this document? What does level 2 work look like, etc. And then to show you've read the page, I have 3 questions for you to answer about it. So you click on this assignment, 5 questions. And here's your directions, real easy. Read the annotation learning ladder page, you already did, and then answer these questions below about that page. And so it's just 5 things where you describe different parts of the ladder. So like for instance, number 1 says, explain what you should do to get a level 3 score on your annotations. Well, you can go back to the page, look at level 3, and get some ideas to answer this. It asks you to identify things the student examples did well or poorly, and notice some differences between the worst work, level 1, and the best work, level 5. So you'll simply create a text box, type your answers to these 5 questions, submit your assignment after you read the learning ladder page, and that's all you have for today. We're going to apply this information later in the week when we practice annotating with our novel. So good luck. If anything is confusing, shoot me an email or use the class question board, and I'll see you tomorrow.